Acid rocker.
Acid, 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 acid.
Acid rocker.
Acid. Acid.
Acid. Acid rocker. Acid rocker.
Acid, 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 acid.
Acid rocker.
Acid,
Acid. Acid rocker.
Shadows on the walls of your skin. I can tell you're lying from the way you're breathing. Shadows on the walls of your sin. Why do I keep trying when I know I can't win? You crystallize, they crystallize me. Why do I keep trying when I know I can't win? I'm paralyzed, you crystallize me. Why do I keep trying? You crystallize, they crystallize. 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 Why do I keep paralyzed, you crystallize. Shadows on the walls of paralyzed, you crystallize me. You crystallize me. I'm paralyzed, you crystallize. Shadows on the walls.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the News News Network. I'm Brian alongside Zach today. I am in a new apartment. So luckily, after some fun technical difficulties that Zachary has magnificently navigated his way through prior to the stream, we are live. So greatly appreciate you guys tuning in today. And yeah, this is going to be kind of a grab bag podcast of everything that's kind of been going on as of late, when it comes to the world as we know it. Thanks for tuning in, Ashlyn. Appreciate the cheers there. But yeah, so we're going to be covering a little bit of what's been going on with Epstein, what's been going on with kind of the Trump trade wars, Trump tariffs, and whatnot, and then additionally, um, the I just lost it, which is great. The can you help me out? You got it? My brain just melted right there. Gerrymandering. Thank you. Holy crap. Wow. All right. Okay, I s- that's sad. I need another beer. Holy shit. I haven't had a beer in I don't know weeks. This, I've just had water. I need more though. All right. So cracking it off. With that, I'll leave it up to you, Zachary. After we get. Oh no, I'm just saying like after this. Like, what do you want to start with after this? Correct. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. All right. Well, let's go ahead and crack into the ground news. And obviously, we like starting off with the United States economic news sector of ground news. Again, ground news, couldn't recommend it more. Would absolutely recommend anybody go in and check it out and use it as your news aggregation website. We're not sponsored or anything like that. We just really like what they do. But yeah, so cracking into that, the United States basically said that it was going to come into an agreement with Apple to invest $100 billion. And again, this is more of kind of what Donald Trump has been trying to do as of late and trying to reshore some of America's manufacturing. He did meet with Tim Cook today in the White House. And he also, on top of this, as you can see on the right, but we'll get back into that in a second. He did vow to place a 100% tariff on chips and semiconductors, which is going to make electronics more expensive, uh, but could potentially be beneficial for Apple if they reshore some of their manufacturing here. Additionally, Trump poses an additional 25% tariff on India over Russian oil purchases. So yeah, this has been kind of another one of those things that's been ticking up again with the tariff side of things. Trump has been kind of having a war of words with India over them purchasing Russian oil. India has kind of been saying to the effect, "Meh, we don't care. We'll do it anyways." But yeah, he's been trying to break those ties with Russia, and he's there's also been like a little bit of a spark being reignited with the United States Russia conflict. Well, we can cover that a little bit later as well, but just for some context before we move on to the next one, there was some words sent out from a former Russian president, and the president of the United States responded by sending two nuclear submarines closer to Russia. So there's been kind of some posturing going back and forth there. And I believe there is a scheduled meeting between Trump and Putin next week. And then a potential meeting with Trump and Zelensky after that. Obviously, again, to try and secure a ceasefire. But if I'm being honest with you, I'll believe that when I see it. Um, yeah, last but not least, Trump vows 100% tariffs on chips unless companies are building in the U.S. Obviously, chips are a huge portion of the economy, especially in the data age that we are entering now. When it comes to all the computer processing that is going on with AI and whatnot. So, NVIDIA, AMD, Intel, they're all going to be impacted by this. Apple, basically, any technological company that relies off these chips is going to be impacted, and a lot of that manufacturing does not take place in the United States. The United States makes a lot of the very, very high end chips. The medium end chips are kind of made in Taiwan, and then the low end chips are kind of made in China. So it'll be interesting to see how this all shakes out. 100% is not a small number. I mean, that basically doubles the price. And yeah, it'll be interesting to kind of see where we go from there.
I'd also
All
like to
right.
apologize that up until right now, I could not be heard on the stream, so that's my bad. So gerrymandering is what I said earlier, is what we're going to talk about
Oh,
first. So now the world
gerrymandering
knows.
is what we're talking about. Okay. Well, thank you, world. I appreciate you for putting up with us. We're having a time today. Also, I just want to throw this out there too. Jake cannot be here because his computer exploded. Fire flames. Actually, I don't know if that's the case. He just said it most likely got damaged in the move, and he's hoping to hear from them tomorrow on how much money he owes them if they can fix it at all. So, hopefully, Jake's computer is not permabanned from existence, and hopefully, neither is his wallet. All right. So let's go into gerrymandering. Before I pull anything up, and before I really, kind of dig into talking about this, um, have you heard a lot of the updates, Zachary? And if so, what have you heard?
I haven't heard anything today. Last I
Okay.
heard was Governor Abbott was trying to remove the, I think, minority leader
Mhm.
from his office. Warrants had been issued for the rest of them, but it's more of like a civil thing. So, not only
Right.
are they not really enforceable outside of Texas, they wouldn't face jail time even if they were arrested.
Correct. Kind of like a
Fines,
speeding ticket,
basically, yeah. They're just paying fines, and I believe it's still $500 a day for every day they're away.
which is steep. Not gonna lie,
Yep.
that's pretty steep.
But I do believe the governor of Illinois, Pritzker, is that his name?
Yep. Yep.
Is, along with various people, are basically crowdfunding their efforts to hang out in Illinois as long as they need to, basically. I feel like
Right.
it's
And I
been
believe
fairly
if
quiet since
if
then.
well, I see. I think you're right for the most part. I know. I think that Abbott has already motioned to the Texas Supreme Court, and I believe that the Texas Supreme Court has also additionally ordered that they return. So I think that might have been today, that might have been yesterday, but either way, again, I think it's their jurisdiction kind of ends at the Texas state line type deal. Um, Trump has said that he might get the FBI involved. Um, I again, I don't see this happening. Mostly, and the only reason I say that is not because it's like necessarily a dig against Trump or the FBI. It's just this happened back in. I'm
Was
not
it
sure if it was this year.
21?
Yeah,
It happened
I'm
a
not
few
sure.
years ago,
Yeah,
I think.
it happened a few years ago, and basically the standoff lasted for 38 days until the Democrats basically ran out of money and they had to return back. Um, but none of them faced any jail time. Nobody lost their seat. Nobody was vacated. Um, like I believe actually Jasmine Crockett, current House representative, um, she actually has her warrant, I believe, framed in her office. I believe I saw that post on Twitter the other day. So, and it'll be interesting. Obviously, the political rhetoric has jumped up. Let's be honest, probably two or three fold since then. Um, so it'll be interesting to see if that stays consistent. However, uh, it'll also be interesting if the FBI does get involved. I would imagine the Supreme Court gets involved shortly after that. I'd imagine that the Supreme Court would not wait around to rule on any case that these legislatures are involved in, because that would be pretty pressing, I would imagine.
Isn't the Supreme Court out of session until September? Or did they come back this month?
Yes, I think you're right. I think they are at a session. Let me see.
I also know that the Texas Attorney General, and I don't know if it was in a statement or opinion or whatever from the last time this happened, or if it was about this time, he
Mhm.
he more or less said that there's not really a whole lot that they can do to like force them to come
Right.
back. They just kind of have to. They can say all of this stuff, that they're going to do all of this stuff, but the
Right.
legality of it is not as clear cut as they would lead you to believe. So it's a
Mhm.
lot of, we're going to do all of this, but we're actually just going to pray that they come back.
Yeah, it's a lot of posturing. It's a lot of the bird proverbially like puffing its chest up to try and intimidate a predator. They're trying to get people to back down, even though there's really not a bunch that they can actually do to force these people to return. And this is from uscourts.gov. Looks like the court is typically in recess from late June, early July until the first Monday in October. So we got time.
Yeah, they're out there for a minute.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, it's kind of like Congress.
can they come back
Oh, good.
for like special circumstances, or is that just not a thing? Because if you recall, this whole session of Congress or whatever you want to call it in Texas was a special session anyway. So
Right.
I don't know if the Supreme Court has like a thing they can do for that. That's something similar.
So this is just from an AI overview. So there's probably a better. Okay. Actually, this is from scotusblog.com. Why the shadow docket should concern us all. The Supreme Court long has had an emergency docket, and these matters are where a party comes to the court for an order on an emergency basis. The court can then establish itself out of recess and create a motion or create a ruling on the emergency issue. So it does sound like they can, like, in an instance where something so significant comes up, they can be like, "Oh yeah, we'll take care of it." Actually, this it's funny that you asked this, because this came up 6 days ago. Like this is a fairly recent thing. Like this is from NBC News. Let me actually get this to share up here. I know we're kind of taking a detour, but get this pulled up.
We did say this was a grab bag, so
Yeah, this is a grab bag here.
send it.
Yep. All right. So yeah, Justice Kavanaugh defends Supreme Court's handling of emergency Trump cases. This conservative justice pushed back against criticism that the court isn't explaining its decisions in cases that arise on the shadow docket. So yeah, very similar verbiage used there.
It should pop up
Any
second.
Any second. There it is. All right.
And it's gone.
But yeah, and it's gone. Well,
it'll come back, I believe. Please.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Aha!
Rock,
We
paper,
did it.
scissors.
You just had
Yeah,
to
see, you have to threaten it with games. All right. But yeah, so yeah, this is the NBC News article here. So, defending how the Supreme Court has handled an increasing number of emergency cases. Let's see. The cases are brought on an emergency basis through the court's so-called shadow docket, and the court often decides them quickly, mostly in favor of the government, without full briefings or oral arguments, and sometimes with little or no explanation. So, the court does not want to signal that it is a preliminary assessment of the legal meritus and the final words of the issue. Because of the importance of those questions, we have been, I think, doing more and more process to try and get the right answer on those preliminary assessments. So yeah, they mentioned COVID and how they've written more recently than they did during the COVID days. And he said that, but as judge, you have to recognize and have thick skin and know that criticism comes with the territory. So, yeah, I would say criticism is quite frequent for the current Supreme Court, if I had to imagine. NBC News wants me to allow ads. I'm going to tell them to properly kick rocks, pound sand. All right, so, on the other news with gerrymandering. So, I have heard rumors that as of right now, the proposed map that has been floating around for the state of California is only going to negate the 5 seats that Texas potentially tries to pick up.
Is only
So
going to
they
negate how many?
5,
Ah.
which is exactly how many
Yeah.
Texas seems or is trying to pick up. So realistically, it'd be a tit for tat type situation, which I don't hate. I don't hate. Um, and I think that California is trying to maintain a sense of we're only doing this because you are type deal. They're not trying to take extreme political advantage of the situation, which that doesn't surprise me with the Democrats. I wouldn't necessarily expect them to go fully like head first into this pool. You know what I mean? Um, but that is a way to potentially scare other states from redistricting for political purposes. I believe that JD Vance has stated as well that he's trying to redistrict Indiana, um, which would pick up 1 seat with the district because I'm pretty sure Indiana's already. I believe they only have 9 seats, and I believe they're 7-2 right now. I think either that or they're currently 8-1 for Republicans, but one is like a kind of a pink district type deal. So I've heard that. I've heard that. I don't believe I've heard of Illinois redistricting yet. I know they're pretty heavily favored towards Democrats already on their gerrymander. Um, I think I heard something from New York, but I can't remember off the top of my head if New York's. Let's see.
Now, so
Okay.
places like California, and I want to see even New York, their redistricting gets done by an independent committee, right?
Correct.
So how they can't do exactly what Texas is doing and just, do whatever they want. How
They have to amend the
exactly,
Constitution,
do
I
they
believe.
pick up more seats? Do
Well, good.
Are they just assuming they would? Or because they can't draw it themselves, this independent committee has to do it. So who's to say that that committee is going to draw the map the way that they think they should? Or do they just know
Uh,
something I don't?
um, that's a great question. I wish that I had a better answer off the top of my head, but I'm almost positive that they believe that they could pass a constitutional amendment that would put it back in their hands. I think they believe they have the majority in order to do that. And obviously, with Gavin Newsom being a Democratic governor, it will not get vetoed. Um, so I believe that I believe that they believe they can go down that route. Um, as regards to New York, though, I don't know if they'd be able to do that. I'm not really sure, and I think this is where it comes down into like, what's the state legislature like? What's the state legislature look like in the state of New York and in California?
Completely unrelated to any of this. Your
Yeah.
video is going to go away here for a brief moment.
Oh.
If I can potentially get this stuff. Boy, all right, no, it's not. Oh. But anyway, United Airlines has issued a full ground stop at several major airports because of a system outage.
Oh. Um. Interesting. Is this like breaking news? Breaking news?
It is, in fact, breaking news.
Oh, well,
21
let's
minutes
cover
ago
that.
from NBC5 Chicago. Ground stop halts all United Airlines flights bound for Chicago and other hubs.
Interesting.
Nice, yeah. So this is from News 5 in Chicago. The FFA, Jesus. The
FFA,
FAA
Future Farmers of America.
has announced a ground stop impacting all United Airlines flights destined for Chicago and numerous other major hubs around the U.S. Denver, Newark, Houston, and San Francisco are also impacted. Technology issue behind the ground stop and warns additional delays are expected.
Are expected. Oof.
Due to a technology issue, we are holding United mainline flights at their departure airports, the company said. We expect additional flight delays this evening as we work through the issue. Safety is our top priority, and we'll work with our customers to get them to their destinations.
I'm
All
trying to see
right.
if there's any flights that have been. Yeah, because I'm looking at United flights right now. There's so you said. So I'm wondering, like, do these flights get um delayed, like, or do they obviously just land at their destination, right? Like, if they've already taken off and they're going out and about, like,
Yeah, I would wager that they just keep going, and they land, and then they don't take off again. So it looks like San Francisco, probably LAX. Well, that's not LAX. That's SNA. Whatever that is. So
Saturday night.
Vegas, Denver, Chicago, Houston, Newark, Boston seem to be the big ones at the moment. So I believe on
Yeah.
this map it'd be everywhere you see the pretty yellow or red. Jesus. Sigh. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because like
that's
I'm looking at a flight right now uh from Rome to Denver, which that took a hell of a detour. I mean, I get why, because the Earth's not flat, but like, so I'm sharing a different tab now. Also, I want folks to find out where the jet stream is when you see this video, or when you see this stream pop up. So there's obviously the United airline from Rome to Denver, but just look at this absolute parade of jets flying just off the Atlantic coast here.
uh-huh.
I mean, it really does look like dun da 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 dun, da da da. But it looks like yeah, just a whole litany of planes out there. I mean, that is crazy. Honestly, it's crazy looking. Just and like, hey guys, you guys can give yourself a little bit of space, right? Like,
No.
how close are these? Yeah, 37,000 feet, 39,000 feet, uh, 41,000 feet, and 38,000 feet. Okay, so these two are basically right next to each other. It's, they're in hot pursuit. Which KLM? I don't even know. I don't even know what airline that is.
Holy
Yeah,
cow,
I love
that's
this website.
the website's terrible is what it is.
Oh, like pixelated?
No, well, that's a whole other thing. It's just so slow anymore.
Oh, got it.
It could be just me because my computer has 10 million things open. But
How dare you?
I know. Shame on me.
Let me see if I can find. Um, so this is got this pulling up. I'm pulling this up. This is kind of a segue into what I mentioned earlier about Trump planning to meet with Putin on the war in Ukraine. We'll see if that kind of materializes really into anything. But this is Trump saying that he's going to meet with Putin. I don't think that there's been anything official coming out from the Russian media, so it's kind of one of those things. Like, I would take it with a grain of salt until something is officially on the books or somebody says something is officially on the books. Because yeah, it just says plans to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky as soon as next week to address the Ukrainian crisis. So yeah, and I did remember seeing that the other day. Apparently, we had a special envoy from the United States in Russia who met with Russian officials for a few hours before he left, and that's kind of the second tagline right here. But yeah, so you can see that this is kind of stemming from Trump wants this war done, and he has been kind of annoyed with the fact that it's taken as long as it has. So he is finally starting to hit Russia where it hurts in regards to their oil exports. So he's starting to tariff countries that are still importing Russian oil in order to try and dissuade them from purchasing it. Uh, as you can see, in regards to India, that hasn't worked. I believe for other countries, it has worked, to some extent. But the big one really is getting India to stop purchasing Russian oil because they are quite a large buyer of Russian oil. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if this is a story that we end up covering next week, or if this is something that just kind of blows over. But I mean, it is important. I mean, these are still two of the world's largest nuclear powers engaging in um, what have been not great conversations over the last few months. There hasn't been a lot of love lost between these two countries as of late. Um, and obviously, it is important for them to stay on good terms, unless we want it to be daylight at 2 a.m., if you know what I mean. So, yeah.
I
All right.
am real confident that this turns into a big old nothing burger because I think
Mhm.
it's become pretty clear that Putin is not interested in anything either of these fine gentlemen have to say, Zelensky or Trump. I think he sits there and
Correct.
listens and basically, nods his head up and down and goes, "Yep, you got it." And then as soon as they leave, it's like they never talked.
It's like, can you believe these guys? Uh, it's the old like smile and wave boys from the penguins from Madagascar. It's just smile and wave boys, smile
Exactly.
and wave. It's like we look friendly, we look nice, but realistically, we couldn't give two shits.
So just not an agreement.
Yep. All right. Well, that goes into that. So we covered gerrymandering. We covered this. I mean, there's not a ton in this story going on right now, but I mean, it's definitely a um, cause for a little bit of, keeping your eye out on it type deal. But last but not least, I mean, certainly not least, because we got to talk about this. I mean, right? It's
Yeah.
it's it's uh it's good old Jeffrey Epstein time.
Your friend and mine, Jeffrey.
uh, For the record, that's a joke.
Yes, correct. I don't have friends, so
Oh,
got him.
Jesus Christ.
Chaos.
Got him. Oh boy. Anyways, well now that we're canceled and none of this matters anymore.
That's right.
Yeah, so uh Ghislaine Maxwell said that she hasn't heard anything from Donald Trump. Or she never saw Donald Trump doing anything inappropriate ever. Do you buy that?
Nope. It feels like I'm gonna say this now. Where's my pardon? Kind of deal. That's
Yeah.
what it
Or
smells like.
or if I say this, you're going to move me to a minimum security federal prison.
She's already
And
there, isn't
then
she?
now that
Oh, okay. I get
right,
yeah.
but I think that's what
Okay.
she said. It's like
Yeah.
she said this to them at the time and they just decided to release this now. So I'm almost betting that, it's stuff like this that like if you say this and we get this on the record, we'll move you to a minimum security prison. Like
Now,
it's just
Go
good.
ahead. No, go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, you're good. You're good. No, that was pretty finished. It was pretty finished.
I saw today. I do not remember where I saw it, so my fault. Part of the reason she got moved Oh, that's cool. I just read the little news thing at the bottom of our screen.
Mhm.
The first woman umpire in Major League Baseball this weekend between the Marlins and
Oh,
Braves.
that's cool.
That's fun.
I
Yeah.
wonder if she does it say what? Probably doesn't say what position she's going to be umpiring.
No, they did not that I saw.
Okay.
But anyway, she had to be moved from her prison in Florida, or requested to be moved, whatever the case may be, because she was being harassed and whatnot for, you know, being a child trafficker. Or having a
Interesting.
hand in that whole thing. So they moved her to this minimum security prison that is supposed to be for non-violent offenders. And the inmates there are evidently also not happy because they consider, child trafficking and sex trafficking and whatnot a violent crime. So basically, she's being secluded and, uh, targeted there at this minimum security prison because they do not want her there because it's going to cause problems for them. So just a little fun
Right.
tidbit there.
Yeah. Do we even know like what the minimum security prison is like?
Well, they
Because
have,
it's in Texas, correct? Do we
yeah, I
know?
don't, it's probably somewhere. All I know is they have blinds on their windows. So can't be too bad. As far as prison goes.
Listen. The best prisons in the world, um, federal prison Camp Bryan. But yeah, the best prisons in the world are in Norway, like in Scandinavia. So if you're ever looking for a place to go to jail at for legal reasons, that's a joke. I'm not planning to jail.
No, well, I was going to say no one plans on going
I'd like
to
to
jail.
keep my
That's
job.
probably not true.
Yeah, your lawyer comes in. It's just like, hey, buddy, pats on shoulder. So hope you like 3 hots and a cot. All right. So wow, this prison camp is something. Um, I'm sharing my screen now, just to give people like a general feel for like where she's staying. Um, so we're in Bryan, Texas, right outside of College Station, Texas, Texas, and it looks like a college campus.
It does.
It's in the middle of a residential. For God's sakes, there's an apartment complex right there. Like, what do we like?
That's kind of wild. I bet a lot of the surrounding areas are kind of cranky too, because I bet there's a lot more like press and media around than and just general traffic
Yes,
than they're
I
probably
can
used
only
to.
imagine. Actually, that's a good point. Bryan, Texas local news. I want to see if that's like in a local paper down there. Um, let's see. Uh, does not actually seem like it, so they're okay with it. We're just gonna say that they're perfectly fine with it.
Okay. They're like, oh my
Um,
gosh, somebody knows our town name now? Whoa.
right, right. They're not just focused on College Station. Um, but yeah, I don't see anything directly related to Ghislaine Maxwell. So fun fact, she's not even there.
Oh, well,
Right. You know what I mean? Like
how
obviously
about
I'm
that?
joking, but
Yeah. No, she's
yeah.
definitely uh, in Paris somewhere.
She's there for now. But yeah, so this is this is it. I mean, that's the security gate. I've seen apartment complexes with more advanced gates
That's
than
wild.
this. Like look at this.
Well, I
Oh,
guess minimum
oh,
security really is minimum security.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I don't see any cameras on that light pole. I mean, I'm sure there are cameras, don't get me wrong, but like I'm sure there's a camera up there or two, but like that's it. Like this is it, right? Like you've got Gertrude and Beatrice right here, and and there's Chevy Traverse, just saying like,
Like, look
"Hey,
at the
how's it
benches and
going?"
stuff right there in the background. Like,
Yeah,
for what I assume is outdoor time. Like,
that'll stop them.
that's crazy to me. I mean, I understand it's for like non-violent offenders and stuff, but putting her there seems bananas to me.
Right,
Even if you believe in like the conspiracies and
right, and
stuff where somebody's gonna try to go off her while she's there, because clearly it wouldn't be that difficult, it seems. But
no, it wouldn't be difficult at all. Like somebody like you know they had the grassy knoll for JFK. This person has everywhere. Like, look at. I mean, I'm not saying that like this, but if there was a person with a high precision rifle who wanted to kill Ghislaine Maxwell, they just they just fire right through the fence. I mean, there's lines of sight everywhere out here. Look at this fence. I mean, don't get me wrong, it really sucked to like trip and fall over that fence, but y- people have crossed the United States border over the border wall. They can cross this fence if they really wanted to.
that's insane.
Now, don't get me wrong, I think that you would get moved from your minimum security prison back to a moderate security. uh, but yeah, it's just this is an insane setup. I mean, truly, just just barnacles. The fact that like oh, there is some razor wire there. Okay.
Interesting.
Um, yeah, not very
So I wonder if
secure
that
there.
part is like where where
Like
they go outside, and maybe the front part is just for like visitation and like that kind of stuff.
right, but maybe the
Because
only
that
reason
looks
I
like a
don't
track kind of thing back there. Like
yeah,
they go walk.
right, but now look like you
Yeah, that all right. I got nothing. I no
right,
longer
like because I
have
was
answers.
all right, because I was just like, we were just going along this path because the tunnel section, and I was like, so we were. Yeah, I don't get it.
That's
I don't get
something.
it. And another thing is too, it's like again, if you're motivated and unsupervised, that's not hard to get through.
Oh, I just read something else we should talk about
Like,
after
oh,
this. Yeah. The
what?
new camp that they want to put in Indiana. Uh,
I heard
I
about that.
can't remember what they're calling it. Something that has to do
Something
with
Speedway Slammer or something
Indianapolis.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speedway Slammer, yeah,
That's ugh.
yeah. I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
And show title.
Yeah, right.
Roll credits.
But I just, yeah, I'm. Please roll the credits. Save us all the misery. But like, yeah, I just don't get it, man. Like, you're moving somebody who was convicted to 20 years for sex trafficking into a minimum security prison like this, where, I mean, and again, I'm not advocating for like main streets, but the security just seems so lackadaisical. Like, I've seen more secure office buildings. You know what I mean? I've seen more secure apartment complexes.
Yep.
Like, so just color me skeptical slash concerned. How about that?
Yep.
All right. So
Shoot.
Speedway Slammer, huh?
Yeah. That
Uh, let's see here.
it's not gonna be long. It feels like before all 50 states have one somewhere. Kind of feels like
Yeah,
that's where we're heading.
which
But
is not a great place to head, everybody.
yeah, just in case you were interested. So, why Indiana? Other than
Um, I
Republican
think
governor
I
that
don't think.
loves Trump, I think. So it was like, hey, why
Yeah, I
not?
think they know it's going to be easy.
Yeah,
Yeah, they know it's going to be easy, and what I think that they're going to do, in all honesty, is I don't think they're going to have one in every state, just because they know there'll be a bunch of pushback and blowback. But I think what he's going to do is he's going to find states that he believes are solely his. It's like same thing with the Department of Homeland Security. Like they're going to find states that are Trump like bastions, and that's where they're going to put these. And they're going to kind of have one in like each sector. Like
yeah.
this is going to be the Midwestern one. Like Florida's going to be the southern one. Like Oklahoma's going to be the central one. You know, Utah or Idaho is going to be like the northwest, and Texas is going to be the south. Like so, that's how they're going to do this, in my opinion.
No, that
And
makes
maybe
sense.
Utah's the west, right? So, so, but yeah. So let's just read through this wonderful thing here. Hippie. Today, the Department of Homeland Security announced a new partnership with the state of Indiana to expand ICE detention space by 1,000 beds. United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE) is partnering with the Indiana Department of Corrections, and these beds will be available at the Miami Correctional Center. Speedway Slammer will house some of the worst criminal illegal aliens arrested by ICE. Again, can I just say that that was the same thing they said about Alligator Alcatraz? That has not been true. That's been very far from the truth. They're not sending just criminals, not even the worst of the worst
Yeah,
criminals
they're
there.
just
Like
sending
there might
anybody
be a
they
person who
decide to
has,
pick up.
yeah,
Just goes there.
yep, that's just a bold faced lie. So this was made possible due to the one big beautiful bill. Again, it'll be really interesting for them to try and separate themselves from this later on. But then again, they're good at doing that. Um, this law fully funded the 287G program and provided funding to secure 80,000 new beds for ICE to utilize when detaining and deporting the worst of the worst. Coming soon to Indiana, the Speedway Slammer. Today, we're announcing a new partnership with the state of Indiana to expand detention space by 1,000 beds. Thanks to Governor Braun and his partnership to remove the worst of the worst out of our country. You If you are in America illegally, you could find yourself in Indiana Speedway Slammer. Avoid arrest and self-deport now using the CBP Homa. See right there. I mean, that's just an extreme contradiction. If you're in the United States illegally, are you the worst of the worst? Because if so, that's fucking ridiculous. Quite honestly,
Yeah.
like that's nuts.
Yeah. You're
That's
telling
nuts
me
because there are people who have been doing. Yeah,
it's like someone who's
God,
out
that makes me
there
angry.
murdering people who's here
Who's an American
illegally.
citizen?
Yeah. Versus someone who's here illegally, but just, going to their everyday job, trying to provide for their family, do that. You're telling me
They're the same tier.
one of those is worse than the other, and it's not the American, apparently.
Correct.
That's bananas to me.
That's exactly what they're saying. Yep. Which is why it's abhorrent. But hey, we're past that at this stage, aren't we?
I believe so.
Oh boy. All right, we are proud to work with President Trump and Secretary Noem as they remove the worst of the worst with this innovative partnership, said Indiana Governor Mike Braun. Indiana is taking a comprehensive and collaborative approach to combating illegal immigration will continue to lead the way among states. So yeah, it's not even for fucking criminals. It's for people who are here in the country illegally. That's oh god. Insufferable. These people are insufferable. But hey, whatever. If you're hearing this, you suck. And just know that you're not going to the good place when you die. Sorry. Anyways, on that note, because now I'm angry, do you want to talk about hurricane season and how it's getting a little bit more active? I don't know if that was what you were kind of planning on covering on your send off, but I feel like it's a good way for me to decompress before I put my fist through my monitor.
It was not what I was going to say,
Oh,
but I am here for it.
yeah, because it's been getting spicy in the Atlantic Basin now. Just like I'm feeling spicy right now.
So we've got
Oh,
that. So we went
I'll
to
stop sharing.
the the one place to do the thing and the stuff and whatnot. Yeah,
You don't say.
yeah, I do occasionally. Uh,
Sounds like you did some weather modification, is what it sounds like.
correct. We went to Bristol for the
Oh,
Reds Braves.
that's right.
That was a disaster. Mostly on the part of MLB. The experience was fun. It was cool.
Yeah.
Baseball, big ol' swing and a miss, and the logistics of
Listen,
it.
after
But
having
it's
the
fun.
Costco wiener, would you rather have a Costco wiener with no bun or a Bristol hot dog with a bun?
I'll take the Costco wiener with no bun personally, but
Okay.
I don't need those extra
Anyway,
carbs. Give me the
sorry.
meat.
Give me the meat. Give me that quarter pound beef frank, baby.
So yeah,
Uh,
hurricanes. You've got Dexter out there, tropical storm Dexter, vibing, 50-mile-an-hour winds. You've got disturbance number 1 with a 30% chance of cyclone formation in the next 7 days off the East Coast. And then you've got disturbance number 2 with a 60% chance of cyclone formation in the next 7 days. And that one more than likely will become a hurricane. It's going to be going into a pretty favorable environment. However, at the moment,
however,
it doesn't look like it's going to be a threat to land. It's going to drift out in the
that's
ocean
not true,
and
Zachary.
hang
I've
out.
seen so many Twitter posts that have said that it's going to wipe out Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, and Maine. Come on.
Did you know? And also, Ashlyn asks if we got a hot dog, a bunless hot dog or cheeseless nachos.
I did not get either. However, I did see the cheeseless nachos. I never saw the bunless hot dog, but I did see the cheeseless nachos.
I saw pictures of the
So,
bunless
but
hot dogs, but never
correct. Yes.
anybody with them.
But yeah, like exactly. Like one I can visually confirm mostly because the second day when we went, they did still have food there. But I did see just stacks of nachos with no cheese anywhere in sight. So that was a real thing. They did have buns for the hot dog the second day though. So I don't
They
know
did.
how many Costco's they raided within a 500-mile radius, but they got their buns. So
How do they not run out of like chicken tenders and stuff? Because they had chicken tenders and fries just out the ass. Not much of
bro,
anything
those things
else,
have been
but
there since like 2001. Dude, those things have been there since Jeff Gordon was racing NASCAR, man.
uh,
But yeah,
well,
that's
yeah.
that's the only thing I can think is that they had a massive stockpile of that, and like maybe like the hot dogs or something they normally don't serve, and then maybe
I
they just ran out of cheese. I don't know.
saw someone say that like for NASCAR races and stuff, you can bring in coolers and whatnot of your own stuff, but
Yeah.
obviously for baseball they don't allow that. So
Mhm.
like they just like, oh yeah, we don't ever run out of food and stuff at NASCAR events, but because people can bring in
Yeah.
their own coolers. But for
And
baseball, we did.
and let's be completely like if we're being completely fair to the MLB, I think if they don't have any sort of rain delays, they probably start with some food issues at the very end. But it still is, unacceptable that it happened. But we can be happy that they didn't waste as much food.
You also
but
like people were complaining about the lines being an hour plus long to get food, to
correct.
get
The
merch, to
lines
get
were
all of that stuff. Like, come on, you
correct.
have a whole other concourse that you can open up to just alleviate some of
Right.
that, and then they just didn't.
Didn't. Correct. And I don't know if that was because they couldn't find the workers, if they didn't want to pay the workers, what it was. But yes, I completely agree there. They absolutely should have opened up the concourse to make the track fully traversable
Yeah.
to try and dissipate as much foot traffic as possible. There were every bit as many people there on day one as they advertised there being. I mean, there was easily 80 to 90,000 people
I
there.
say official attendance for the first day was like a little over 91,000.
Yeah.
So
So,
Uh,
but
hurricanes,
anywho,
though, yeah. In the eastern Pacific, you've got Henriette and Ivo,
Pacific,
whatever this little fella is. They're just
Evo. I'll go Evo.
tropical storms vibing out there. And in the central Pacific, technically you still have Henriette, but nothing else anywhere really near Hawaii. So I do, agree with you that it's kind of picking up. There's a site.
Tropical tidbits.
There's this this website. I love this website. It's so cool.
Oh,
So this view shows you wind, current surface winds and whatnot.
yeah.
But then you can go and look at like 500 millibars and get an idea of your
What the upper wind profile looks like.
and then you can go and really see that jet stream. So
Hey, I wonder where those planes are.
yeah, there's your validation. But
God,
you can
look at me.
also,
I love it when I'm right.
if we flip over to ocean, not only can you see currents and stuff, which is
Ocean run.
nifty neato, but you can also look at sea
That is
surface temperatures. And
woohoo.
we are real toasty in the Gulf of Mexico and really most of the Atlantic Basin. So
Sorry, the Gulf of what?
Mexico, come at me, bro. But yeah, so plenty of warm water out there. Not a lot of, at the moment, like wind shear to really tear the storms apart or anything. So development pretty favorable at the moment. I think we can do this uses the GFS model to, I believe we can loop this. Oh, well, it wasn't like that. Oh, I think you do this. Yeah, so you can just kind of go out in the future. And at some point, I wish there was a slider. I can just go all the way to the end. But you can kind of see, especially right here, kind of what the GFS is picking as your next little system to develop here. So at the moment, she just kind of moves across, picks up strength as your other disturbance moves up off the East Coast. But really, too far. Tragic. So yeah, general consensus is this little bad boy also just curves out into the ocean. But I wouldn't be surprised. It almost looks like there's maybe another wave coming off of Africa behind this one, should the GFS be believed. So I do think we are picking up. We're kind of, it's been real slow, all things considered, so far this hurricane
Correct.
season. But
It's
I
been a
do
very
think
calm start. But when is the peak of hurricane season, Zachary?
we're just about in it, honestly.
Exactly. So
So
people have been saying the season's already a bust, and realistically, it's like, no, I wouldn't say it's a bust. It's just maybe a slow starter.
it's a,
I mean,
you only consider
the
it a
environment's out
bust.
there.
Yeah, so far, if you're going, why haven't we had any landfalling hurricanes? There's storms
Right.
out there, right? Like
Right.
they're there. They have been there, just not really impacting land, which is a good thing. So
Correct. Correct. As much shit as we give Alligator Alcatraz, it was built in a floodplain, and if Florida gets hit with a massive hurricane, hundreds of people will likely die, which we don't want to see that happen. We would love people to have egg on their face for building a fucking prison in a floodplain, but hey, we would like to not kill people in the process. So
Correct.
Anyways,
Yeah. Earth.nullschool.net for anyone that actually cares what this website is. It's real neat. Lots of cool things you can look at. You can do your sea surface temperatures anomalies if you're looking for El Nino La Nina stuff.
yep,
So,
looks like La Nina.
uh, yeah, we're still in the relatively neutral phase, but it's. I
Okay,
think we
yeah,
transitioned from La Nina into the neutral, if I recall correctly. So,
into neutral.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, you can look at all the ocean currents. It's just fun
just vibing right
stuff.
along.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you can look at chemicals, particulates. So if you're looking for air quality, can
Does
you
it?
tell where the
Yeah, a lot of
wildfire smoke is?
wildfires. Yeah. Yo, soy Dora.
Dust extinction. Interesting. Particulate. Ooh, organic matter. Interesting. Sulfate extinction. Interesting. I'll be honest, I don't know what most of these are. I know the PM 2.5 is typically what we care about. And because of the wildfire smoke, it is yucky, especially on the eastern seaboard. Real gross out here. Yeah. How about that?
Um, do you would you recommend people use like? I mean, I know a lot of folks might not use it because it's a little bit complex to like decipher everything, but like we use Pivotal Weather a lot. Would you recommend that to folks
Uh, yes.
if you know how to
If
run it?
the website's fairly easy to navigate, you just need to know what you're looking at. So if you like have a basic understanding of like weather models and kind of what you're looking at, Pivotal Weather is great. If you want something that's more focused on the tropics and hurricanes, Tropical Tidbits is kind of the way to go there. And it's a little bit easier to find what you want for specific storms. Like if I go redo this, uh, you can come up here and just go to current storms, and it lists
Yeah.
all the storms for you. So right now we're looking at Dexter. Quickly gives you
What's left of
satellite,
Dexter?
yeah, tracks, like some of the model data that you would just go find. You'll see these on air a lot. Uh,
Mhm.
well, uh, the model intensity guidance. So basically, this is showing you that all of the different models basically have this going from a tropical storm down into what would end up being like a tropical depression and into nothingness. So,
Right.
it's on its way out. But then you could go look at, oh, well, what's Henriette going to do? Well, there you go. Going to
It's gonna miss Hawaii.
skirt past Hawaii. Some models have it getting up upper end tropical storm into category 1 about 120 130 hours out. But this is the stuff that uh meteorologists, your local news folks and whatnot, some of the stuff that they're looking at when they're making their forecast for you where you live. So uh it's really easy to find all of this on Tropical Tidbits. You can look at
Yep.
aircraft recon. So when the hurricane hunters are out flying, you can go look at their measurements and stuff as they fly, your satellites. If you want to get into the models, uh, they are here as well. So yeah, it's real cool.
Tropical Tidbits is a great
It is
platform.
very good. It is, as it would suggest, very tropical, ocean focused, but you can find
Right.
just a
But
lot of good info there for most things.
mhm. Correctamundo. Oh, hey, yes, I can definitely see that on the screen stream a little bit ago. but yeah, we are. Looks like we still are in like
Huh?
a yes to neutral phase.
Oh yeah.
On your screen.
Oh yeah.
A bit ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Sweet.
yeah, so I think that we're pretty up to date on time, but I think we covered a few stories today. Obviously, hopefully we get Jake back next week. But outside of that, I think we're pretty much good for this week. My
Yeah.
blood pressure's gone down a little bit, thankfully. So, uh, but yeah, Ashlyn, if you're still watching, feel free to give us suggestions if you want. And again, share this with all your friends in Canada. Make sure that they know that not all of us Americans are crazy. That'd be great. That's that. You know what? That's your homework this week. If you're still watching, is to share this with all of your friends and have them subscribe no matter what, and then have them share it with their friends and have them subscribe no matter what.
Yeah.
Tell them they're bad friends if they don't do that, because I'm going to tell you you're a bad friend if you don't do that. So
Tough.
notice how I'm looking directly at the camera when I say this. Yeah.
Mhm. Well,
All right.
I got
I'm still looking at
this.
the camera. Oh yeah. Do it. Do it. All right. Well, I think with that, that concludes another episode of the Nutrition Network. Please, like, comment, subscribe. Again, share with your friends. But with that, we will see you hopefully next week. Take care, everybody.
Bye bye. Very nice.